Hello friends, hope you all are doing well. Today we are learning one very important grammatical topic. Before that, let us understand that learning grammar is not important. More important is implementation. We should implement grammatical topic which we have studied, which we know. Then and then it is useful because whatever we are learning is for fluent and effective communication. So, for learning any topic, we should follow one theory. That theory is called as why, what and how theory. Which means, why are we learning this topic? First question. Second question, what is the topic? And third question, how to use that topic in our communication. If you get answers of these three questions, you can understand every grammatical topic very properly. Today, we are going to study active and passive voice. Now, active and passive voice plays very important role in our communication. We can use it while writing, we can use it while speaking. More importantly, it is used for effective communication. Let us start with the topic active and passive voice. Now, first question, why are we learning this topic? I have told you about the theory, why, what and how. So, first question is why. For that, there are two sentences on your screen. First sentence, Vishal is conducting a batch. And the second sentence is, a batch is conducted by Vishal. Or one more sentence, Vishal conducts batch every day. And the other one is, a batch is conducted every day. Now observe these two sentences. By observing, you can say that meaning of both the sentences is same. Meaning is same. So what is different? Way of expressing or way of telling is different. Why? If you observe the first sentence, in the first sentence, importance is given to the subject, or in other words, we can call it as importance is given to doer of action. Vishal conducts batch every day. Whenever you listen this sentence, Vishal comes in your mind first. So importance is given to Vishal. And when you listen second sentence, a batch is conducted daily. In the second sentence, importance is given to object. Whenever you listen that sentence, a batch comes in front of you first. So this is an important use of active and passive voice. In the first sentence, we have given importance to subject, and whenever we have to give importance to subject, we have to use active voice. On the other side, whenever we have to give importance to object, at that time we can use passive voice. For example, we can use this while writing an email, while giving any speech, to indicate importance of a particular thing. Or you can also increase or decrease importance of someone. Now tell me, what is important for you? Money is important for you, or the sender of that money is important for you? Of course, money is important for everyone. So we can say that money is credited in your account. Who did credit that money is not important. Doer is not important. Or subject is not important. Object is important. So whenever object is important, we have to use passive voice. One more example, road was built very properly. Now for us, road is important, not doer of that action, or not the builder. We have many examples like this. For example, whenever there is IPL, on the very first day, they announce that final match will be played on this date. They have not given importance to doer. Teams can be anything. Any team can play, but they have given importance to object. They have given importance to final match. So they have used passive voice. So once again, let me revise. Active voice is used to give importance to subject, and passive voice is used to give importance to object. Now you should understand one more point. It is completely dependent on you to whom you have to give importance. It is up to you. If some subject is important for you, use active voice. If object is important to you, you can use passive voice. We don't have any particular rule that here we have to use active or here we have to use passive. It is completely dependent upon the speaker. Whatever is important for you, you can use that particular voice, either active or passive. Now we have understood how, or we have understood why. Second, how to use this topic. Now whenever we have a sentence which is an active voice, it should be converted into passive voice. Or we can also do vice versa. The sentence of passive voice can be converted into active voice. When we are converting this sentence, we should follow certain rules. Now you can see those rules on your screen. Let me summarize those rules one by one. Rule number 1, whenever sentence comes in front of you, you should identify the tense of given sentence. Tense is important to understand. After identifying tense, second thing, you should be able to identify subject and object of given sentence. Subject you can understand very easily, but it is very important to understand an object, because if you can't understand object, you cannot convert that sentence in passive voice. Now if you are facing difficulty to identify object, you can ask question to subject using what and whom. Only two words are there, remind it. What and whom. Using these words we can identify object. Once object is identified, we are good to go. Then rule number 3, take object at the place of subject. We have to take object at the start of sentence. Then according to tense, we have to use to be forms. In present tense, we have am is are. In past tense, we have was were. In future, we have will be. So you can use to be forms according to object. Then comes the most important rule of passive voice. We always use third form of verb in passive voice. So to understand passive voice, it is very important to have complete knowledge about tenses and verb, specifically verb forms. So we have to use V3 in passive voice. And then next, end objective pronoun using by. Now this rule is completely optional because we are using passive voice to avoid subject. So generally whenever there is a sentence of passive voice, part of by is generally ignored because we don't have to give importance to that. So by part is completely optional. So if you follow these rules, you will be able to convert any sentence active to passive. For example, he won the match. He won the match. Let us try to convert this sentence in passive voice. Now here first of all we have given importance to he, subject. So the sentence is in active voice. If we have to convert this sentence in passive voice, we should identify the tense first. He won the match. Here we have used second form of verb. So it is simple past tense. Second, identify subject and object. So your subject is he, which I have already told you, and to identify object I have told you, ask a question to subject using what and whom. You will get answer, and that answer is always object. What did he win? What did he win? Now we are getting answer. A match. He won a match. So match is our object. He is our subject. Now third rule, take object at the place of subject. For example, a match will come at the place of subject. Now we have a match. Now next rule I have told you, use to be forms according to tense. Here we are talking about simple past tense, and a match is singular. So a match was. A match was. Then I have told you next rule, we always use V3 in passive voice. A match was won. Now I have told you next rule is completely optional, but for your understanding I am telling you we can end with by and he becomes him. So a match was won by him. In passive voice, he won the match. In active voice, he won the match. In passive, a match was won by him. So these are very simple rules, 4 to 5 rules. If you follow these rules, you can convert any sentence active to passive. Let us take one more sentence. Shubham reads newspaper every day. So first identify tense, it is simple present tense. Second, identify subject and object. Shubham is subject, object is newspaper, because we can ask question, what does Shubham read every day? The answer is newspaper. So take newspaper at that place of subject. Newspaper, it is simple present tense and newspaper is singular, so newspaper is. Now third form of read is read. Newspaper is read every day by Shubham, which is optional. A newspaper is read every day. So if you follow these basic rules, we can convert any sentence active to passive. Now we have discussed about all simple tenses, simple present, simple past. What if we have to convert sentence of continuous tense? If we have to convert continuous tense, just one word is important, being. B-E-I-N-G, being. All other rules will remain same, just additional word we have to add is being. For example, my father is doing his office work. My father is doing office work. Now this sentence is in present continuous tense. So all other rules will remain same, just we have to add being. For example, my father is a subject, office work is object. Then take office work at the place of subject. Office work is being done by my father. So in continuous tense, we have to use being. In perfect tenses, we have to use been. Perfect tenses, we have to use been. B-E-E-N. For example, Ritesh has completed graduation. Now here importance is given to Ritesh. I have to give importance to object, so I have to convert this sentence in passive voice. First of all, identify the tense. It is present perfect tense. Subject is Ritesh, object is graduation, because what has Ritesh completed? Answer is graduation. Take graduation at the place of subject. Graduation has, and in present perfect tense we have to add been. Graduation has been completed. I have told you many times now, by Ritesh is completely optional. So graduation has been completed by Ritesh. So for continuous tense we have to add being. For perfect tense we have to add been. So if you follow these basic rules, you will never miss any example of active and passive voice. Now there are 4 tenses in which we cannot convert sentence active to passive. In that, first one is present perfect continuous tense, past perfect continuous tense, future continuous tense, and future perfect continuous tense. In these tenses, we cannot convert sentence active to passive. Now one more rule you have to understand. Many times we can get an example where we don't have object. If we don't have object, we cannot convert that sentence in passive voice. For example, I go to school. I go to school. If you ask question using what, you can ask question using whom, will not get answer here. As we are not getting answer, we can say that here we don't have object. And if we don't have object, you cannot convert the sentence in passive voice. So you can simply write down no passive voice there. Now here we don't have object. It might happen that there is no object, so no passive voice. It can also happen that we can have 2 objects in the sentence. So we can get 2 passive voice. We have many examples for this. Now next and the last rule is how to convert sentence of modal verb in passive voice. In modal verb, we have to add only be, pe. For example, traffic rules should be followed is passive voice. For example, people should follow traffic rules. People should follow traffic rules. Here we have given importance to people. Now I have to give importance to traffic rules. So let us convert this sentence in passive voice. Traffic rules should be. Be word is important. Traffic rules should be. And I have told you that in passive voice we have to use third form of verb. Traffic rules should be followed. Traffic rules should be followed. By people is completely optional. So now I have given some examples on the screen. Please try to solve those examples, and if you have any doubt, you can contact by commenting on this video. Thank you so much.